integrate to recreate, and that is what science is all about. One man that I call Mr. Scientist, one day he said to me in the science lab, chemicals are fun to be working with, and my son I call it chemistry. The same man took me to a different lab, demonstrated to me matter and its motion, entities of energy and forces, and my son I call it physics. He gave me microscope and I observed tiny life organisms. Then he said it's biology. That was when I asked him, the why is it that you know all the aspect of science is sad. We integrate to recreate, and that's what science is about. Everywhere we are, every time we say we're about integrated science. Let us come, let us try to be together. A science is mine. Everywhere we are, every time we say we're about integrated science. Mother of all the sciences, and we're proud we are born to lead the way. We believe to associate integrated science, education students. We believe in us.
Good evening, listeners, and welcome to Science Focus, your number one science educative program on campus. We are relating science to society. My name is Adu-Mensah Ramstings, a level 200 student from the Integrated Science Department, and I'm here with my panelists.
My name is Isaac Carter, level 200, also from Integrated Science Department.
And I'm also Theophilus Tamati, level 200 from Integrated Science Department.
We are live on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 MHz, your ultimate campus radio. And don't forget, we're also live on Facebook. You can join the live stream, share for others to also join, and you can as well leave your comments and we will read them for you. This program is brought to you by the Academic Committee of Association of Integrated Science Education Students, ACES. Today's discussion is about science focus retrospects for this first semester. So the summary of this semester's science focus program. If you are just tuning in, don't touch your radio set. Tell a friend, tell another friend to also tune in. We get to remind ourselves of some educative topics we learned this semester. Okay, so we also have another guest with us. We would like him to introduce himself first so that we continue.
I'm Maxwell Owusu Anoba, Integrated Science Department.
Okay, welcome Maxwell.
Thank you.
Okay, and to my other gentlemen, how are you doing?
The grace, you are fine.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
So without wasting much time, let's go ahead with our program. But as time goes on, you can call and comment, suggest and ask any question pertaining to this program. Okay, so Theophilus Tamate, can you give us a summary of week 1 or week 2 to week 5?
Oh, okay. Once again, good evening to our listeners. In fact, it is because of them that we are here this evening. Yeah, if it's not because of them, we wouldn't have been here. And so, once again, we greet them. And we also want to say a big thank you for being with us throughout the semester. I mean, it hasn't been an easy journey, though, but here we are. And also, thanks to Jehovah God for how far He has brought us. All right, so this semester on science focus, in fact, it was really educating because we had some interesting topics that we discussed. So, on week 1, I quite remember we had a discussion on what we'll be discussing throughout the semester. And so we came about with some interesting topics that we would like to discuss throughout the semester. And some of the topics that we said we'll be discussing resource factor, why we think science is failing in the country, and also some societal motives about addiction and many more. And so I would like to be fast and brief on it. So I'll just take from week 2 to week 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So week 2 we talk about why science is failing our society, and so it was, like I said earlier, very educative. So we first look at why we think that science is failing in the society, not as in it has failed completely, no, but why we think science is retrogressing or trailing in our society, especially in Ghana here, compared to other European countries or other neighboring countries. We said that first it is about the perception that we Ghanaians we have about science, that the science is difficult, the subject science is difficult, so we can't do it. Yes. So you see, all these things are some of the things that we think is hindering us or preventing our science to develop or to move on as it is in other countries. Also, we say with lack of trained science teachers and inadequate trained science teachers in the yes, let me say
The
lack
system,
of trained,
yes.
in the country. You see, we don't have the trained personnel that will take our children through the science. Science, that you see, is a very tedious subject or a very tedious course that needs very trained personnel to take you through before you can get the proper understanding or the core understanding of it. If you don't have a trained personnel that has the knowledge, you can do science, but I'm not sure you can do it to the core, to the maximum. Yes, so we also looked at that, and also we said before science can improve in the country, the government also has a role to play. For instance, Safo Kantaka, we are all aware of what he has been doing in the country.
Of course.
When in terms of technology, what he has been doing. And you see, the government can play a role, especially when he provides support in terms of financial support. Yes. For instance, reducing the tax rate on the imports that he has been doing, that the materials that he needs for production. The government can do something about it by taking part of the money or taking part of the fees, so that at least he will also feel a bit comfortable, so that it will aid production and a whole lot of things. So this and many other things we looked on that particular topic, why you think science is failing in our society. And let me move on to our next week. That was the week 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we talk about societal motives about addiction. One of the very my favorite, in fact, topics this semester, because it was very serious. I really enjoyed that week, the discussion. And so we just said that addiction is a habit or a practice that damages or jeopardizes one's life, but when seized it causes trauma. All I want to say is that you said addiction is, for instance, a habit or a practice that one finds it difficult to stop. Okay, though that habit or that practice may be having a negative impact on the person, but the person finds it difficult to stop. Anytime the person tries to stop, in fact, on funny easy cry. And so we look at other forms of addiction, or what are the things that one can get addicted to. And it was very interesting when we got to know that one can even get addicted to movies, watching of movies. It's all forms of addiction. We also drug addiction, alcohol addiction, food addiction, and a whole lot of things. And so we also discuss how we can live with people or persons that are addicted, how we can live with them. You see, most of the times our society, sorry to say, but our Ghanaian society, we don't normally attach ourselves to those people. We always look down on them, and always talking negative things about them. But we learned that that's not how it's supposed to be. We are supposed to be closer to them. We are supposed to accept them as one of us, and through that, who knows, they might change their behaviors or certain things that is very hindering them. And also we can do that through showing love to them, always listening carefully to them. By doing that, we will get to the core definition of their problem. What is actually causing them to do such things.
Okay.
Yes, and also I'll move on to my next week. That was week 4, right? So we looked at persons with disability.
Yes.
And into brackets resource factor, RH
Okay.
factor. Yes, so that's where we said the RH factor is just a protein on the red blood cells. And so before we say one is RH positive, it means that protein on the red blood cell. And so we said the person is what? RH positive. Yes, and so we also looked at why resource factor is important. Why is it important for individuals to know their resource factor? And we said that it indicates whether the blood of two different people is compatible when mixed, such as the blood of the mother and then the baby. Okay, so it is important for us to know our resource factor, to know the resource factor, whether to determine whether the blood of the mother and the baby is compatible.
Yeah.
Yes, and also during blood transfusion, a RH negative person receives blood from RH positive person. The body's immune system could fight the donated blood when that happens, which will lead to so many complications. So it is the need for us to know whether we are RH positive or RH negative. And then finally, on that very topic, that's birth defects, we looked at persons with disability. This is all forms of disability. Yes, and so we said a whole lot of things goes on during pregnancy, after birth, and even during the developmental stages, that from 0 to 18 years. Yes, a whole lot of things goes on, and that can lead to disability in children. And so we looked at those things. We look at the prenatal stages, postnatal stages, and then perinatal stages. Yes, and so we said at the prenatal stages, the cause that is occurring or existing before birth. So any form of disability that occurs or exists before birth is as a result of prenatal cause. Yes, we can say that. For example, excessive alcohol intake during pregnancy.
Yes.
You see, alcohol. It's very sad how we abuse it in this country. It's very sad. Pregnant women, you see, oh, maybe my movie I'm into me didi. That's what I say.
Yes.
It's very sad. Obi onyempa, my movie I'm into me didi. They'll be taking it. All this one, I feel about what Bofrana Sebi did them. So what I say. Then we start to associate it with
Society.
Omodam. Yena na wabone bra. Iho ahwe no so ama ne kwanyi ache no. Then we start pushing the problem towards them. But always as a result of this alcohol that we take, and also certain drugs that we take during pregnancy. Some people too, they are fond of that. Drugs that are not prescribed to them. Say, oh, me there, my head is paining me. Me there, me draw any F-pack. Who has prescribed F-pack to you? No one. No, wakoto no. All those drugs and other drugs, they can have effect on the fetus or on the baby in the womb. And so when you do that, we said it is categorized under the prenatal causes, some of the causes that exist before birth. And also we look at the postnatal, that is after birth, some of the things that can cause a person to be disabled. For instance, after birth, ubi or nantia na wa sleep na wa tiashi tibet mabo fem, then it will cause health mental injury to the person, leading to all sorts of disabilities. So I think it was very educative. It was very educative up to that point. So that's what we discussed from week 2 to week 5. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Theophilus Tamate. If you are just tuning in, this is Radio Windy Bay 98.3 megahertz, and our program is Science Focus, your number one best educative program. Please tell a friend, tell another friend to tune in, because this is our last program for the semester. And you can also call the studio line to tell us what your interesting episode was so far. And the studio line is 050-392-3158. 050-392-3158. You can call and comment, suggest, and ask any question pertaining whatever we are discussing. So then let's go ahead and ask our brother Isaac the summary of week 5, since Theophilus ended from week 5 to week 9. Yeah.
Okay. As today marks to be the last episode for Science Focus, I would like to blend it with the local dialect, as you know we have been doing already.
Okay.
Every day. Papa to ya can be brave. I can hear week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and mention maybe twice week 6. I don't know. Interesting.
Of course.
Some people maybe from HLM program no nice say na. Oh, I don't know. But Nadia just for this semester. So yeah. Kaka na. It was very educative. On week 6, we did something called what you need to know about sickle cell. So it was sickle cell on a year in week 6, and it was very, very educative. So in fact, we organized for the society the meaning of sickle cell, and we said a sickle cell is any disorder that causes a red blood cell to become misshapen and break down. So we made the society understood that the red blood cell has some concave or round shape, but if some disorders cause it to be like a sickle shape, that is where we say the person has gotten a sickle cell. So the shape no be a sickle shape. Sickle as in the one we use in harvesting rice. So what I say, and now you can say nipa be a sickle cell. And as a result of that, it causes blockage in the flow of blood. It causes blockage in the flow of blood, and it also causes pain. It's important for everybody to know his or her sickle cell status, because with regards to sickle cell, especially the youth, so it is very, very important to know it. One share another thing we see how benyano na problem I then bahosa afedie na sani atu kan na nanom na omugu fie no na dey show. All these are very scientific. You see, scientific, we can solve them. So we said it's important because you'll be aware of the risk of having children with sickle cell. Into your SS. Now obviously AS. And also honestly SS. No more question. Definitely you get a sickle cell. If you are a carrier sickle cell AS, honestly AS, there is a chance of getting one child out of 4 being a sickle cell. You see? And now your SS, no SS, they are someone say cry. Mumbai na be sickle cell. Oh, and you know a very, very important society, it's it, and maybe I say. So that is for week 6. And week 7 too, we did something called blood group. What you need to know about blood group, and some fact we organize also the meaning of blood. We made the society understood that the blood is the fluid, as we know, and that fluid in us, we see it as red. It's not only that, it contains a lot of things that make the human being a complete one. And we said every adult has a potential, and I say okra blood bears 4 to 6 liters on the body. Liters, so 4 to 6 liters on the body. And the massage the blood we are talking about has components like the cells, the white blood cells, the red blood cells, and the blood plasma. And you can say the blood na you can want some wahano. The society should understand that it contains some antigens and antibodies. Blood transfusion between akoswa is as a result of the antigens and the antibodies. It is nipa no antigens. And antigens e wonu mu no antigens name fa. That is what we are talking about, the occurrence of what agglutination.
Yes.
And it is the society has to understand this. And I can say it is very, very important to know the diet. Well, as a human being, after knowing your blood group, and yet that alone, why do you have to even go for your blood group check? For you to stay healthy, right?
Yes.
So we talked about some foods that are recommended for specific type of blood groups. You can say blood group now according to ABO system and then rhesus factor system. Blood groups can be categorized into 8. If you take the ABO system, it's categorized into 4, and then the rhesus system to add 2. positive and negative. Inti say obi A positive, which means when A negative or other side. So A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, and then O positive, O negative. And they can one same. Tia can be ane. So as I say, nimpa then would because of time we will not we cannot go one by one. You me boss be brace and you know the reason why I say you who's Indiana as I say and I say the food we taking has some protein called lectins. Ediani be a lectin womb, but it varies in amount. And so when we say the lectins in the food react with the blood. And you know if the lectins in the food doesn't it's not compatible to your blood, and one now be who if anything disorders. I want to be who disorders. And you know very very important say you be who we need if anything very important say you be who Indiana say yedi. And na e kan wasem. And na yasan so kan say one kasa no so betumi aye den. Ubetumi stay healthy. Se unhu blood group no Indiana aye say udia. Ube stay healthy. And na yasan so share alcohol intake. Yasan so share alcohol intake. Na alcohol intake mu no ye hu say nipa bia hia alcohol ewo nimu na nipa bia so yakopon aye such a way say o alcohol ewo mu because of nduane aye denti no o alcohol ewo mu nti ka say according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention no omoka say the human liver can process 0.02 liters of pure alcohol within an hour. Nti 1 hour bia o liver you process 0.02. Nti the percentage mu a is approximately 2%. 2% of pure alcohol. Nti no so you be a we to me take 100% alcohol within some minutes. So no one say we liver no it me process only 2% alcohol within an hour. I think any na no e excess body no nti e cause problem I den ama. And as soon say alcohol no so e won fa so because boama one kasa unya energy o de ye nyoma ese we but was some limited amount be say den enya and as can say alcohol mu no as who say nimpa bibi wo ho a alcohol no affect him very very quickly bit to say wow ndidi na wonom ensa the empty stomach or the blue absorption and assimilation may take place. You see, into windy now no with empty stomach, and of also no my low tolerance to alcohol on pens and brain into one day now person no be bria between any problem kakra. Obin so our less weight at afianga macho for no so no afianga macho for those who are very less in weight and so also and no some be bria to me ha and apart from that and also it to me how systems and the cells no your red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the blood plasma, your antibodies and antigens in it me how important say so blood group if we say so kwapchen moja ngo bia a problem and our things so no a boa marriage planning a boa in your healthy health a boa in your health and our things when you more and so blood group name na wodia it me boa and I also share me interesting topic science and religion.
But this semester
science and religion. Science and religion so very very interesting. My friends some religious leaders and then some scientists Mumbai. Remember we had an elder here and then one madam science here, Pentecostal elder by. And I share science and religion. Oh my science and religion they are no enemies.
Yes.
They are no enemies. They are no omo boama society no complete one. Inti mo bia and agent says science and religion no omo ya for they can match together. While science is focusing on your physical aspect, the religion will also cater for your what your spiritual aspect to make you a complete human being. And you know, that's what we did. And the last one was intellectual disability. And when you say intellectual disability, yeah, disorders in the mind.
Yes.
In the intellectual aspect, as a cognitive deficit, in part of cognitive deficit. And if you say, and you be ye nedeba, nemo ye any your man getting kitty be a mass and your man so ye eba. Be to say, ya no man sans and you can, eba no man san, eba your maybe ebia yanyem no yanyo bebre bi yanom nsa ye take drugs bi yenye yanyem ya wa akwala na wi no yenhwe ni ye na akwala de ntia kobo bebi wanya accident bi ni ade etumi de sa na many mama. So in the nutshell, these are the topics we treated for from week 6 to week 11.
Okay, thank you very much. So again, you can call the studio line 05039233158, 05039233158, or WhatsApp and text us on 05039233158, 05039233158. We have some messages on our Facebook Live, and Jan Bona Emma is saying, you did a wonderful job this semester. Hope it gets better next semester. Kudos, guys. And Tawakal to Musa is saying, nice work done, guys. Keep it up, babe. I know you can do more than this. You know yourself. Okay, thank you very much. So, John was saying...
Why? No, you didn't read that message well. So
it says, yeah, you can. Yeah, it's okay. So John was saying that he hopes it gets better next semester. So
definitely.
Then, yes, let's ask, what are some of the expectations for next semester?
Oh, okay. Next semester, in fact, this semester was fire, but next semester is going to be saltiness.
Oh,
it's going to be volcanic eruptions. That's going to happen next semester.
I cannot wait.
So we also want to urge our listeners to keep in wait for us, because next semester, like I said, it's not going to be easy at all. Very interesting and educative topics we are planning on bringing on board.
Okay.
But this time around, we want to extend it to the society.
Of
more.
course.
Yeah, so next semester, one or two, be having some of our people from the society, we need its surroundings on the show, so that all these things will make the show interesting.
Yeah, you see, this semester's topic was more of biology.
Of course.
Biological aspect of science. And next semester we're going to blend the chemistry and the physics as well. We're blending chemistry and the physics. That's a sample and the chemistry. So you see, internally, our listeners
you better be late to society.
And one thing is problems as listeners are catching. You've taken it into consideration.
Yes.
We will work on it. We will try some relating to time and other things. You better now. You better make sure you better address problems. Na abua listeners, na abua yen so. So the listeners should keep listening to Radio Winnie Bay and Science Focus. Be precise. Everything is going to be fire, as my boss said.
Yes. Okay, so you know that we cherish our listeners a lot.
Yes.
So today we have here with us one of our guest who is a very cherishable listener.
Our loyal listener.
He calls in and every day to comment and all that.
Yes.
We really appreciate him a lot. So Maxwell, we want to know, how do you see the program?
Well, thank you. Science focus, as the name said, science. We are focusing on actual thing that we want. It's very educative.
Sure.
Very, very educative, and it gives insights about societal issues. Some of the things around, we took it for granted, but relating to science, we know that this is real human factor.
Okay.
Real human factor that has bring this issue.
Okay.
That's one thing about science focus.
Okay. Then again, what really motivates you to listen to the
almost
program?
Every Thursday.
You
call, comment on Facebook, you leave your messages there. So what's the motivation?
Yeah, it gives me vivid understanding about science concepts and its solutions. Example, what Isaac said, knowing your blood group, for example.
Sure.
If you don't know your blood group and you eat certain foods, you'll be relating it to, if I eat this food, something happens to me, or in terms of marriage,
Yeah.
you can give birth to children who are disabled,
Of course.
and the society will relate it to fear before.
Of
That
course,
is
witchcraft.
Yes. So it gives more understanding about the science that we are doing and relating it to the society also. We get more information about it.
Thank you very much. So what are some of the lessons you've derived from the show or the program?
With me, understanding science will help us to solve a lot of social problems.
Of course.
The world without science, even this world is with science.
Sure.
So if you understand science, we will know what we are supposed to do. We know that whatever we do to the environment will bring results to us. So we will not litter, we will not do a lot of things, living things anyhow, for us to suffer for the future consequences.
Okay. So if you are just tuning in, this is Radio Windy Bay. You can call and comment, suggest any question pertaining this program on the studio line 050-392-3158. 050-392-3158. So we are still with our guest, Mike.
Yeah, so I have one message on WhatsApp here
Okay.
from Papa Bright. He's saying your Q is doing an excellent job educating society from far and near. Yes, so Papa Bright, we've received your message. Yes.
Thank you very
We've
much.
received your message, and also someone is watching us live from UK on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
too.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said you should read that message very well.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Science
so
focus.
Okay.
yes, that's how far we have gone. So, in fact, it's very interesting when we see that the work we are doing is not in vain.
Of course.
Yes, so we will continue to urge our listeners to keep on listening to Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM and also to Science Focus. Yes.
All right, then Maxwell, what do you have to tell others who don't tune in or whatever it is you want to tell them?
Oh, I'll tell them that they should tune in. We are here, we have busy schedules, but we should have time to also listen to Science Focus. And a lot of things that we are learning in our lectures, we don't much have the understanding.
Sure.
But when we come here and we deliberate on issue on
Dissecting and
WhatsApp
dissecting.
pages
Yes.
and all other platforms, you get
understanding.
idea about it very well.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I'll urge listeners to keep on listening. It's very educative.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for being here with us today. Okay, so this has been a very exciting episode of Science Focus. But before that, we want to ask if you have any last words for our listeners or for the people you want to give shout outs to and all that.
Okay, my last word be come level 200 for now.
Okay.
I mean say I busy. Bia is and that is why I ended it. Send you bia bit me and I wish them good luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bia and
So, okay, me too. I always say my listeners because that's them. Can you see any say? So very good evening to our listeners too, and also to my special friends Ibrahim, Abitek, Tawakal to Isaac, and also speedy recovery to Mavis.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's
yeah,
not feeling well, so it is our prayer that tomorrow morning she'll be fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Very important.
Maxwell, what about you?
Yeah, I thank the crew of Science Focus with their more efforts,
Sure.
and the listeners and my departmental classmates
Yeah.
and my big boss, Sir Francis Akuma, and all my friends, my lady friends and the guys. All.
Very
Okay.
nice, very important.
That why you don't be there today, you will sleep.
They're on fire.
There will be issues with you, so yeah, pass watch out.
Very friends, very
Okay,
important.
so I'm also giving shout outs to Mr. Bright Fuga and all our producers and all our lecturers and the TAs, also to my friends Teresa, Abigail, and all those I can't mention their names here today. Okay, so to our listeners also, thanks for being with us this semester. We really appreciate you all. Our time will permit us to end here. Special thanks to the panelists, the ACES members, and all lecturers in the Integrated Science Department, and our lovely listeners. See you same time, same day next week right here on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 MHz. My name is Adu-Mensah Ramstings, and I've been your host for Science Focus. Have a blissful week. Bye-bye.